Hey, I think you dropped this.
What's going on, y'all? It's Liam Crowley with Screen Rant, and I am here with the team behind Plainclothes. Guys, thanks so much for taking the time today.
Very welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, congratulations on this film hitting theaters. Finally, it's been months getting to this point, obviously premiering at Sundance back in January. How does it feel to have a press campaign like this where you get to kind of revisit it in individual seasons? How does that feel for you all?
Well, yeah, we like each other. So I think it's really nice to hang out and get them opportunities. We've done a few things. What was really exciting is that myself and Carmen were able to have the Sundance experience. Tom didn't, because Tom's more successful than us, so he was very busy and he was unavailable. But then we got to hang out in New York this year at a festival there, and now you're actually our first interview in New York. So for us, this is very exciting.
Yeah, I second that. It's nice to be all together finally, because we had such a lovely reception at Sundance, and I sadly couldn't be there. So it's exciting to finally be able to do this together.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's a great honor to be among the first to talk to you for this movie before the big theatrical release. Carmen, coming to you. I went to Syracuse University, so I know the 315 all too well. I don't know the 90s version of it, but still there were elements of it that felt so familiar. And what I was reading in your filmmaker's notes for this film was that before making the project, you kind of went back on your own little personal odyssey, and you allowed yourself to listen to music that you would have been embarrassed to listen to in your childhood, or watch movies that you would have avoided in your childhood. What did that journey feel like, getting to relive that kind of experience with a different angle before making this big project?
I mean, it was incredible. I don't know, getting to go back to my hometown to make the movie, I was a little bit nervous about it because I didn't always feel like I belonged there growing up. But getting the chance to go back and seeing how supportive the community was, I think was really important for me. But the whole experience of like looking inward, it was tough, but I'm glad I did it. And I'm really proud of the script. And it's I don't know, it's such a big part of my life. Like we were talking about how this last year has felt with press. It's like being on this for like almost 8 years is like, and seeing it at this point and even getting to do press is just like totally out of body. So yeah. It's great.
I was going to say, what time of year did you go back?
What time of year did I go back?
To Syracuse.
Oh, I think I went in the fall. When I initially went back, it was like the fall. Yeah.
Okay. So that's a good time. Yeah. The December to February is not too fun up there. It gets
that's the very film the movie.
Yeah, very snowy and icy. You guys captured it well. Tom, talking about Lucas specifically here, something I found so fascinating about his trajectory is it's almost the circumstances of his job that bring him closer to who he is, bring him closer to his sexuality. And you could almost say the same thing can happen for actors too, right? Like you get certain roles that allow you to express emotions that you never tapped into before, and maybe it reveals something a little bit about yourself. Have you ever had a role like that where, you kind of are exploring certain things, and I don't know, maybe it's a taste of music that the character likes that you find yourself taking an interest to? Have you ever found yourself changing based on how you embrace a character?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think that's why I do what I do. I think like inherently I'm a bit of a chameleon in life as much as I kind of try to be in my work. I think it's what draws me to a role is something that's not something I've explored before, or something that maybe isn't how I live my everyday life. I think it's what I find fascinating about what we do is being able to transform. But that being said, I also find that I'm looking for roles that uncover a bit of me that I haven't maybe looked at closely before. And even sometimes I'm surprised when I think I'm picking a role that's further from me, from my everyday, and then I realize it's closer to me than I think I am. And that's a pretty like beautiful experience, because it reminds you how similar we all are, really. Like you think you're playing a role that is like not who you actually are, and then you fall in love with that character, whether they're a hero, villain, something in between, and you realize we all have way more in common than divides us, I think.
Yeah, it's very wonderfully said. Russell, I have a question that I feel like kind of teeters on spoiler territory. If you have to be transparent, we'll just hold this response until after the film hits a wide release. But one big reason that I feel like Andrew is hesitant to embrace his sexuality is how far along he is in life. Like, he's got a wife, he's got kids, he's got everything going on with, the church and all of that. Do you think that if he was a bit younger, if he didn't have those dependents, if it was just him relying on himself, that he would have been more open to embracing or at least exploring his sexuality?
I think if he was born 10 years later, potentially, I think it's a matter of timing politically where it was. I think AIDS definitely pushed a lot of queer people back into the margins. I think that's what he's living through. I think what this film does is he's a highly functioning man filled with shame and secrecy, but he's adapted and become who he is for survival. Whereas with Lucas, it feels like there is a hope at the end, and it's almost like a gift of saying, I can never be what you can be, so go off and be that version of yourself for me, but for yourself. It's a gift that he's able to give that he can't give himself. So that's what's so heartbreaking about Andrew. Could he be someone, if he was the same age as Lucas? I guess potentially, but I think it's all about the environment and the company you keep and who you're surrounded by and how free you can be. I think, it's telling times, that period in history. So I don't know about that. I'd hope yes, but I doubt it.
Yeah, I feel like you kind of answered my next question with your aspect of hope, right? The idea that there is hope based on the ending. This is a full-on spoiler question. I'd love to get all of your interpretations of that ending, because one of the final shots of the film, we just see Lucas's mom smile at the letter, and the realization of, it wasn't the father, it was Lucas who wrote it. What is your interpretation, all three of you, of that smile? Is that relief that the father was a straight man, or is that hope that Lucas now gets to explore his life the way that he wants to?
Well, you got to give props to Maria Dizia just for that one look. Is that you're going, what is that hope for? Is that relief? Is that love? It's all those things with one look. How she does that, I've no idea, but it's the whole film in that one
and
look.
That's how it's written, is it's confusion, relief, and then she smiles.
It's a lot of pressure on performer. Yeah. Can you play 9 emotions in one look? Yeah.
And we had to do it so fast. That whole New Year sequence we had to do at the top of the shoot. And so we kind of just were thrown into it. And especially Maria, she had her hardest scenes first. It was on the first day. She was on the bedroom floor crying. It was wild. But yeah, I wanted it to end on a hopeful note. I feel like so often in queer cinema, someone always dies at the end. And that was a very important thing for me, that no one queer was going to die in this film. And I wanted to leave it on an ending of hope. That was my interpretation.
Yeah, that's how I read it. I mean, she does an amazing job of playing in the gray area, which is, as far as I'm concerned, always the most interesting place to play, because life is super gray and murky and confusing. And I don't think we ever feel 100% clear on our emotions, even if we pretend we do. And props to Carmen as well, is that he writes that on the page. That gray area is it's in the music of the script, so it helps you as an actor, because you go, oh, cool. The director isn't hoping I play black or white. He's hoping I play in the gray, which this script really allows us to do.
And films that make you think, right? Those are the films that end up sticking with you. And I feel like that's one of the reasons that Plainclothes is going to stick with me. Before we get out of here, I did just want to wrap with this. Tom, you mentioned you were busy in January. Was that Watch Dogs?
Oh, what, last January you mean? Or
yeah, when you weren't doing press at Sundance.
Oh, no, I was in Senegal, West Africa, doing a film with Claire Denis, which is, yeah, we're kind of doing press. We're doing the festival circuit right now with that. So yeah.
Gotcha.
Watch Dogs was last summer. Yeah.
Gotcha. Is there anything you can tell us about Watch Dogs? Where my gaming team at Screen Rant is feverishly excited for that adaptation.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. We just went back and did reshoots on it recently, and made it even better. It's cool. Sophie Wilde's amazing. It's not the game. It's very different. They've done an amazing job of making, I don't want to spoil too much. I'm trying to pick my words carefully, but they've done an amazing job of making the game into a film. It's like, it feels very filmic. It doesn't feel like they've tried to copy and paste the game onto the screen. It feels like its own thing, and it feels like the beginning of a world building exercise. Yeah,
we're in the golden age of video game cinema right now, and we're also in the golden age, I'd say, of queer cinema too. I just saw Twinless a couple weeks ago, which I was in love with. This film is also amazing, so congratulations to you all on making a great picture.
Thank you.
Thanks so much.
Is this hard for you? Keeping it a secret?